Hey guys, and I wanted to do something a little different and do another tier list video. It's been a little while since I've done the last one, and this time I wanted to do one about Switch 2 games, about how excited I am for each of them. So I'm going to do a little comparing here with each of these, and I've also included Rhythm Heaven Groove and Tomodachi Life Living the Dream. Even though those will also be on Switch 1, I wanted to include those anyway, since I do have a lot to say about them, and I am pretty excited about both of them. But yeah, before we get started, I wanted to mention that I have a goal to hit 30,000 subscribers before the Nintendo Switch 2 launches, so if you enjoy my content, consider subscribing, and if I hit that goal, I will give away a copy of Mario Kart World. But speaking of Mario Kart World, that's the first game on here since it's generally in chronological order here. I know some dates haven't been revealed yet, so I've kind of pushed those to the last possible place it could be. But we're starting off with Mario Kart World, and I'm pretty excited about this one. I'm probably going to end up really enjoying this game, though I do think there is some issues with it, especially the price, and there are some things that are looking a bit lacking that I am a bit worried about. But I would say I am mostly hyped for this. This will probably end up being one of my favorite Mario Kart games, regardless of the problems that it has. It still looks like a very fun game that I will probably spend hundreds of hours in, and it's definitely shaping up to be a pretty good Mario Kart game, I would say. It's just the price that kind of takes it from hyped to mostly hyped. I would be more excited for this if it was like $60 or $70 rather than $80. The price does bring down the excitement a little bit because that kind of is disappointing. But the game itself still looks very fun. I am really looking forward to Knockout Tour especially, and even Free Roam looks pretty fun. I like open world games, and I like kind of exploring and just doing whatever I want, so I'm still pretty excited about that aspect. So I'm gonna say mostly hyped for Mario Kart World. The only thing that's bringing it down is the price and the potential lack of content in some areas, so that's the only reason why it's gonna be in this tier and not the top tier. But the next one is Welcome Tour. Welcome Tour! Best game on the Switch 2! No, I'm just kidding. This is really disappointing. I don't know why this is $10 and not free. This should really be pre-downloaded on every system. It's literally a tutorial. And if you already have a Switch 1, you really don't need a tutorial about how to use the Switch 2. I mean, yes, it will have new features, like the mouse controls and different things like that. But I feel like features in a console are best experienced and learned through actual games rather than a dedicated tutorial app. I mean, sure, it does have mini games, but I don't know. This doesn't really seem like an actual game. It's like really just something to kind of experiment with the console, and it really shouldn't be $10. It is just extremely lame. I mean, I might pick this up just to see what it's all about and just to make fun of it. Probably not, though. I'm probably not gonna pick this up at all, but I mean, if I want to make a video about it, then maybe, but I don't know. I'm probably gonna just completely skip this because I really don't care about it. And just disappointed that we didn't get an actual gimmicky launch title like Wii Sports or Nintendo Land. I really miss when Nintendo actually put effort into those games, but that's a discussion for another day. But the next thing that I am pretty excited about is GameCube games. I'm gonna put this in mostly hype because there are a few games that I would have wished that we saw there, like Melee, the Mario Party games, different things like that, and it is gonna be a little disappointing that we're probably gonna have another drip feed for this, but still, it is exciting that we're getting GameCube games finally. It is really nice to see them here, so I'm definitely gonna be playing that, like especially F-Zero GX and Wind Waker at launch. F-Zero GX is just amazing. That's gonna be a part of the lineup. So, I'm definitely pretty excited about that. But just the fact that it's, like, gonna have that drip feed involved with it just puts it in mostly hyped and not the top tier here. So yeah. But next up, we have the Nintendo Switch 2 versions of Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. And I would say fairly excited. I'm not gonna, like, just say, like, oh, man, I don't care about these, like, just because they're, like, Nintendo Switch 2 upgrades, and, like, I mean, I'm at least a little excited about these, because it is gonna be interesting seeing these in 4K. I mean, yeah, the fact that Breath of the Wild is not including the DLC is inexcusable, but it still is gonna be interesting, at least, seeing these games run in 4K 60. So, I still think that will be a pretty interesting thing to see, even though it's not that big. So, I'm still gonna check it out and play around with it. So, it's still something that I'm fairly excited about, but I'm not, like, super hyped about. But the next thing is something that I am pretty hyped about, and that is Donkey Kong Bonanza. This game looks absolutely incredible, and if you want to see more footage of it, Beach has some footage on his channel, and he also posted his thoughts about it. He's really excited about the game too, and from what he played, he thought it was absolutely incredible, so I am just really excited about this. Honestly, I would say at this point, I'm a little more excited about Bonanza than Mario Kart World, because it's cheaper, and it's going to be a pretty fun experience. I love Super Mario Odyssey. It's my second favorite game of all time. And this definitely seems pretty reminiscent of Super Mario Odyssey. It's supposedly being developed by EPD Tokyo, so the same developers as Odyssey. So that's pretty exciting as well. And just the structure of the game looks really fun. I love the fact that you could dig around and just smash into things, and also explore and just kind of find the Bananium gems in the different worlds. I think that just looks really fun, and all the other collectibles as well. It's amazing that we're finally getting a new Donkey Kong game, so I am definitely very hyped about this one. And the next game we have here is the Switch 2 version of Super Mario Party Jamboree. And I would say mostly hyped for this, because I play quite a lot of Super Mario Party Jamboree, and even though the Jamboree TV doesn't seem too substantial, I still am kind of excited about it, because I do play this game quite a lot. I've done a ton of streams of it, and I think it will be fun to do, like, streams of Jamboree TV, and, like, the camera in the actual game. Like, I could play it with Marcus and Anton, and I think that will be fun. I love Mario Party Jamboree, so I would say I'm mostly hyped for this. And also Talking Flower appearing in another game, I'm just kind of excited about that. So I know that seems minor, but it's still kind of exciting to me as a Mario fan. But another thing that's pretty exciting is Forgotten Land Switch 2 version with Star-Crossed World. I think that looks really fun, and I'm even going to put that above Jamboree, because it's definitely going to be like an interesting new campaign there. And it's not just going to be like remixed versions of the levels. Like, I've seen like a decent amount of footage of it, and it seems like it starts out in a certain level, and then it takes you into a completely new area. Like, it basically takes you into a new level that starts off in one of the levels that are in the original version of the game. So I think it's a pretty cool idea. It looks really nice, and it's really nice to see the performance update here, because the original game did have a tiny bit of issues with like the characters in the background, like having like a very low frame rate. So it's really nice to see the game running smoothly and in a higher resolution. So I'm definitely pretty excited about the Switch 2 version of this game. And next up we have Dragon Drive, and I don't know, I'm gonna say meh for this one. I mean, the control scheme looks cool, and I think it could be a fun gameplay formula, but the game just looks kind of generic. And, I mean, maybe I'll check it out, because it does, the gameplay formula, like I said, does look fun, but the game itself doesn't really seem to have much going for it. I'm not sure if it's just going to be that tiny little area that you play in. Hopefully there's like different arenas. Hopefully you can customize your characters more. And I hope there's going to be more personality to this game than they've showed off in the Direct. I'm hoping it's more interesting, because what we've seen so far isn't that interesting. It really doesn't seem to be anything that special. So, I don't know. This just kind of looks kind of meh to me so far. I might be more interested in it if they show off more footage, but just from what we've seen so far, I'm not really that interested. And then next up, we have Pokemon Legends Zaza. I know I said I wouldn't really talk about this game too much, but it is getting a Switch 2 version, and the game still doesn't look that great. The Switch 2 version looks acceptable, but the thing with the flat surfaces of the buildings, using like the repeated textures, just looks kind of lazy to me. I mean, I don't like to call out developers as lazy. That is not my place, and I don't really think it is entirely right to say that, but it just comes across as lazy to me and doesn't really look great. That is just my opinion. It's fine if you're excited about the game. I completely respect your opinion. You can enjoy the game, and I'm happy for you if you enjoy the game. But personally, I just really don't care about this game that much. I'm probably gonna skip it. I know it sounds a bit kind of hypocritical that I say I don't care, yet I'm complaining about the graphics, but I mean, I really, in complete honesty, I really do not care that much. If this game does look better in a few months, then my opinions might change a little bit, but just from what I've seen, it looks fairly acceptable. It doesn't look egregious at all. I just don't really care that much. I've just been burnt out from Pokemon, except for the trading cards. I like the TCG Pocket. I've been addicted to that lately. So that side of Pokemon I've been kind of fine with. But just like with Zaza, I'm not really like that interested right now. But moving on, we have Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. And I would say I'm fairly excited about this one. Just at the moment, I'm not super hyped for it, because I want to see more footage of it, and I want to see more confirmation that it is canon. They have said it was canon so far, but apparently Koei Tecmo lied in the past about Age of Calamity being canon, and we all know that didn't end up being canon. So I'm really hoping that Age of Imprisonment is actually the canon story. I'm just still a little concerned. I'm cautiously optimistic, but I know gameplay-wise, it's gonna be fun. Just like Age of Calamity was fun, and I think it will still be a pretty good game. The performance will definitely be a lot better now that it's going to be on the Switch 2. So I'm definitely excited to see a Hyrule Warriors game that actually runs well. That will be exciting. But I just want to wait to see more footage and have more confirmation about the story fully being canon. So that's why I'm going to wait. That's why I'm still going to put this in fairly excited. But next up, sorry about the voice crack there, but Metroid Prime 4 Beyond looks absolutely incredible. This is definitely going in hype. I am extremely excited about this game, even though I haven't talked about it that much. It looks incredible. And just graphically, it looks like one of the best looking Nintendo games ever, I would say. Like, it has that realistic style to it that just, like, also has, like, some stylistic elements to it. And just gameplay-wise, from what we've seen so far, it looks very fun. I know I don't talk about Metroid that much on the channel, but I love the original Metroid Prime. It is very fun. I need to play the others. I have 3 on the Wii, but I haven't played it yet. I love the 2D Metroid games as well. Dread is one of my favorite games of all time. So I am extremely excited about Metroid Prime 4. And I think the Switch 2 version of this will be incredible. We're getting 120 frames per second for, like, the performance mode. And I know that will be 1080p, but still, 120 FPS for a Nintendo game. is just incredible. Like, how is this even real? But also, like, 4K 60 is just amazing as well. And that's probably how I'm gonna play the game, because I think 60 FPS is good enough for me. But I'll try out the 120 FPS, because that is very impressive. I mean, Retro Studios, like, they are incredible. Like, we got Metroid Prime Remastered just a couple years ago, and that was also amazing. That was also very impressive for the Switch. That looks like a PS4 game. So, in the Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, just looks like even better than that. And just, the Switch 2 version kind of seems to be the way to go for this one. Like, even though it will still have that Switch 1 version that still does look very good, I think the Switch 2 version will definitely be the best version of the game, especially since you have the mouse controls as well, which I'll definitely kind of try out and see how it feels. But yeah. And moving on, we have another game that I am super hyped about and is one of my dream games coming true. And that is Kirby Air Riders. I am definitely putting this one in hype. This one is extremely exciting. I am really looking forward to this game. It just looks absolutely incredible. Even though we haven't seen any gameplay yet, just like the style of it so far looks really nice. And just the fact that we're getting a new Kirby spin-off developed by Sakurai is amazing. I am really excited about that. So that is definitely kind of going up towards the top here. And next up, we have another game that I'm really excited about, and that is Rhythm Heaven Groove. This also looks very good from what we've seen so far. And this is a Switch 1 game as well, but it will probably get a Switch 2 edition. It might get some, like, mouse mode minigame or something like that. But I haven't played that many Rhythm Heaven games. I've played Rhythm Heaven DS and Rhythm Heaven Megamix. I need to play the others. I mean, there aren't that many. I've technically played, like, half of the series. I just need to play, like, the one on the Wii and the GBA. But Rhythm Heaven is an amazing series. I love it. It is very fun. There is a big appeal to it. And I think it's amazing that we're finally getting a new game. So I'm going to put this one in mostly hyped, just because I'm more hyped for these ones. But Rhythm Heaven is just amazing to finally see back. And I like the mini games that we've seen so far. They just look really fun. And, like, the music, I've even started to get stuck in my head. I mean, the Rhythm Heaven music is always really good, but I'm sure Groove will have a lot of great songs from it. And then we have Tomodachi Life. I am also really excited about this as well. I'm also going to put this, like, right next to Rhythm Heaven, because, like, I'm like, I would say I'm not as hyped as Rhythm Heaven, because I've actually played Rhythm Heaven games. I haven't played Tomodachi Life yet on the 3DS. I still need to do that. But I'm still really excited about the fact that it's happening in general, because we're seeing the return of the Miis. And I know the Miis, like, never really left, but, like, we're seeing, like, the return of, like, a brand new Mii-focused game. So that aspect in general is still very exciting, and I think it's pretty exciting that we're seeing, like, a Tomodachi Life game on, like, both Switch and probably a Switch 2 edition as well. I'm pretty sure this is gonna get a Switch 2 edition with, like, better graphics, and different things like that. So, I'm sure we'll probably get that. But the final one we have here is the Duskbloods, which is the FromSoft developed game that will be a Switch 2 exclusive. And I think this is pretty interesting. I know people who are fans of Souls-like games and FromSoft games aren't really too keen on multiplayer-oriented games, but the vibes of this game are pretty similar to Bloodborne, and I've been meaning to get into FromSoft games. I want to get Elden Ring when it comes out on Switch 2. It looks very good. So I do think this game looks pretty interesting. We'll just have to see how it actually turns out, because, like, I know, like, multiplayer-oriented FromSoft games aren't necessarily that popular. People prefer the single-player-oriented games. But I'm still gonna put this in the bottom of fairly excited, because I don't know, it could be interesting. It might have some single player elements to it. I don't know. I mean, I can't speak too much on this because I haven't played any FromSoft games yet. I want to, but I haven't yet, so I'm just gonna be still fairly excited because I like the idea of a Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive FromSoft game, but we'll just have to see how it turns out in execution, because it is multiplayer oriented, which isn't always the most popular thing. So yeah, that is my tier list of how excited I am for Switch 2 games. I think most of them are pretty exciting, I would say. There are only a few of them that are kind of meh or disappointing, but I would say most of them I am pretty excited for. Really, the only problems with the Switch 2 is, like, the pricing of games, which is definitely pretty egregious, and some of the decisions that have been going on, like the game key cards, I really don't like the idea of, and different things like that, and, like, just how they're handling various things. And I mean the pricing, like, again, like DLC not being included in Breath of the Wild, but everything else, I'm still pretty excited about. Just in complete honesty, I think these games look amazing, and I'm definitely probably going to enjoy a lot of these games. So anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. Let me know your thoughts down below, and make sure to check out my Discord server and Blue Sky if you want to. Stay perky!